morning and welcome back to BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information. Today's episode is focusing on our upcoming meeting in our Gatwick region, and we're joined by BIFA's regional representative for the South, Paul Cunningham, to tell us more. So, Paul, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Pleasure, thank you.
So, like I said, we're going to be discussing your Gatwick
Yeah.
meeting today. So, I think we should just start with the basics, when it is and how it's going to be hosted.
Okay, it's on October the 23rd, 11 till 1,
Mhm.
and it's entirely online via Teams.
So, it's very easy for any of our members to join no matter where they are.
Yeah, I mean, I asked the members if they would prefer face-to-face, but we had a majority by some distance come back and say, let's keep it online. So that's what we've done.
Perfect. And I know at your meetings you always have kind of a lineup of guest speakers. So can you tell us a little bit more about who they are and what they're going to be covering?
Yeah, I think we've genuinely got some very interesting guest speakers coming up because the big news for Gatwick, of course, is the government approval
Yeah, of
of
course.
the new runway or additional runway. Or extension to the runway. So we've got representatives coming in to advise on the process to bring that to actual conclusions so the work can start. It's the when, the how, any objections that could still be raised and how they'll be overcome, and what the airport is also actually planning to do operationally to get ready.
Okay.
And of course, from our point of view, that's about cargo. It's about freight. So we'll be discussing and seeking members' input into that. So that's positive news for our industry.
Yeah.
So we'll be focusing on that with our guest speakers. But in addition, there's also around Gatwick a new all-party policy group being set up. So that's centering really around the Southeast Gatwick Diamond Growth Gateway, as it's called.
Right, okay.
So there's going to be over 30 MPs on that policy group. And of course, BIFA will be seeking to influence that group because transport will be a key part of that policy group's consideration. So again, we'll be briefing our members on that. And as it were, getting ready to get input to influence that, particularly around the airport. But we need to advise on the realities of the operational impact and how that will affect the transport flows and everything that goes with it. So we've got some really, really key and important inputs on that. We'll also be updating and discussing with members the cargo developments at Heathrow.
Yeah.
So this is a follow-up to previous updates. We've got Andy Cook, our external affairs advisor, joining us. He's running the whole process on behalf of BIFA and our members.
Yeah.
But we also have Mark Bellis, who's head of product strategy from BT. BT were awarded the contract by the governance board to actually provide the AIS, the Advanced Information System, which will therefore enable members more effectively to book slots and manage landslide more effectively to take out the congestion.
Yeah, of course.
So we'll be having Mark explain the functionality that is actually going to be built, and we'll be seeking members' inputs as well. So what does that system really need to do operationally to make it work for our members? So there'll be a good discussion around that as well.
So it sounds like there's a lot of opportunity for our members to have their say in some of the key topics.
And we really need their say because they're the experts. So we have our experts in our policy team and whatever knowledge we have, but input from members is really, really important to us. So we'll be seeking that proactively. The other important areas, obviously around the updates on our various policy areas, but particularly we'll be talking to members about the new BIFA STCs, standard trading conditions. So there's been communications going out on that already. They're actually available on the website in terms of 4 key documents. But in the meeting, I'll take the members who join through each of those documents, not in detail, where they are, what they mean, how they can be used. And I'll brief the members on the up and coming webinars that Robert Windsor will be actually running to get into the detail to advise members. So again, very, very important. And how the incorporation of those new terms and conditions are actually applied is key for our members to understand.
Yeah, of course.
We'll also be updating on all the other core areas, around the different modes: air, ocean, rail, road, obviously, sustainability, training. So we'll be covering all those aspects. So there's an awful lot to cover and hopefully a lot of value for our members by joining.
So for any of our members who haven't attended one of our regional meetings before and they're watching this and they might be unsure, who would you say would benefit the most from attending this meeting?
Actually, because the topics across our agenda encompasses so much, pretty well every member should get something really valuable from these meetings, and the Gatwick meeting particularly. So you've got the specific updates on Gatwick in the relatively short term. I mean, the
Mhm.
runway might seem a little way away
Yeah,
operationally, but preparation has to start
yeah,
now, not just to get it fully approved, but to get the project defined and running. And we must have an input into that, and that's the plan. So that's key. The Heathrow updates are key, but all the other policy areas, the modes, the training. So the feedback I'm getting from members across the regional meetings is that irrespective of particularly what area they're in, if they don't cover all the areas of freight and cargo, they really find the meetings valuable. So I do recommend members join.
that's great, Paul. Thank you so much for the update.
That's okay. It's great to be able to explain Gatwick, October the 23rd, online. Join at 11, please.
Well, that's great. Well, hopefully we can get loads of members there.
Thank you.
If you would like to register your place at this free event, we will put the link in the description. That's all for today's edition of BIFA TV, your daily dose of industry information.